Thank you very much. It's a huge privilege for me to work as a professor at the University of Electromechanical Engineering here in Skopje, and practically I'm working with the youngsters on a daily basis. So I have a privilege now, and I will have a privilege in the future when I will end my political career, and therefore I strongly encourage you to follow this type of events, because as Vlatko said, this is a good opportunity for all of us to learn something from advanced countries and our sister parties that are coming from those advanced countries. Guys from our sister party MakedonijaVMRO-ДПМНЕ, Hjalmarson Foundation, thank you very much for providing this support for us. This meant a lot to us, because otherwise we will not be able to develop our strengths, our know-how, and in that regard, once again, thank you very much for all that support that you are providing for us, not only for this event, but also for the past, and I hope and I strongly believe for the future. From the topic of this event, I can understand that we are talking about the free society. And I need to admit one thing, that our country is everything but not a free society. We are talking about captured state, and why I'm talking about the captured state, I will try to explain in a few sentences. I will return back several months ago, and practically we were facing with the early parliamentary elections that's supposed to be in our country in April 2020, but because of this pandemic that occurred in the world, we postponed them several months, and that was a huge opportunity for the government to misuse completely the institutions and the emergency state declared by the president of the country. Because the parliament was dissolved, and all practically obligations belong to the government and to the president of the country according to our constitution and national legislation. Practically they completely misused institutions for bribery, not only institutional bribery, but also pocket money in the hand. They completely misused institutions for intimidation, pressure for the citizens, particularly focused on the employees that are employed in the public enterprises, administration, and at the end they tried and they changed the electoral code 5 minutes prior to the beginning of electoral campaign, which was never ever done in the past, without any consensus, political consensus. And practically they limited us presenting ourselves in the media twice less than they did for themselves. And you are fully aware what means twice lower presentation in the media compared with your political opponent. Despite everything, we gave our best during the campaign, and unfortunately we lost the last early parliamentary elections with approximately 10,000 votes difference compared with the coalition between the Social Democrats and one minor party which belongs to the Albanians in our country called VESA. Nevertheless, we were very disappointed, but we also stand next to the European values. Despite all challenges, as I mentioned, during the pre-campaigning period and during the campaigning period, we accepted the results from the early parliamentary elections, because we believed, and we still believe, in the European values, and we didn't want to be an obstacle. Quite contrary, we wanted to be a solution providers, and therefore we accepted the results despite, as I said, all misusings that happened during the pre-election and election campaign by the Social Democrats and the technical government. But unfortunately, the Social Democrats did a lot of commitments during the election campaign, which are now they're not able to deliver. I will not exclude the European integration of our country. Macedonians believe a lot in the European integration, but unfortunately, because of the fake commitments that Social Democrats did in the past, and this ups and down international foreign policy of the Social Democrats, without any principles, without any normal attitude, now we are constrained by our eastern neighbor, Bulgaria. And there is a huge disappointment among the youngsters, particularly in our country, but I will not exclude the other citizens. Why we are constrained? Because Social Democrats, when they were in the opposition, they did a lot of commitments and promises to the Prime Minister of Bulgaria, which unfortunately is the leader of our sister party, GERB, that they will did something when they will be in power, which is not acceptable for a huge, huge majority of the Macedonian citizens. And now, when the devil is coming and knocking on the door, we need to face with the reality, and now we are blocked by our eastern neighbor Bulgaria, and we are not able to have the first intergovernment conference, first IGC, which is practically door opening for the European perspective, for the youngsters and for our country as well. Therefore, I will use this opportunity to lobby to our sister party, MRO-DPMNE, to support and to encourage our European partners to open and to start the negotiations with the Macedonian government, to open the European future for Macedonian citizens, because we deserve that. And we proved 100 times in the past that we as citizens of Europe deserve our European perspective. I studied some time in Italy. I finished my PhD in Germany, experimental part of my PhD, of course. And I, as a president of VMRO-DPMNE, together with the participants of the Executive Council of the Youth Force of VMRO-DPMNE, together with Vlatko as International Secretary, former MP and now a part of the Executive Committee of the VMRO-DPMNE, strongly believe that we deserve European future, and our spot is together with our sister party, MRO-DPMNE, and with our other sister parties from the European People's Family. And therefore, please try to convince our neighbors that their neighbors, Macedonians, deserve European future. We strongly believe that that type of European future will discourage the forces from the past, such are Social Democrats, for the next local elections that will occur months from now, 6-7 months from now, and that they will stop with the misusing of the institutions, complete misusing of the budget of the country, to stop with intimidations, pressure, and to prevent the citizens to go on a free local elections, because this is a huge step for proving that we will and we are deserving our spot next to you. And also, again, I will use this opportunity to lobby to you, to address to the Macedonian government to stop misusing the institutions to keep the power, to release prosecutory and judiciary, because we believe in justice and we believe in law, and what is the reality in our country is quite contrary of that what we believe it. Our friends, once again at the end, our friends from our sister party, MRO-DPMNE, from the Jarl Foundation, thank you once again for making this event reality. Thank you for all that support that you provided for us in the past, and thank you in advance for all your support that you will provide for us in the future. I will also encourage the youngsters from the Youth Union of Young Forces of VMRO-DPMNE to stay focused in this event and to learn as much as possible, and to implement what they will learn in this event in the future. In the end, thank you very much, and have a good luck, and have a good and successful and fruitful event. Thank you very much.